How's it going, everybody? It's your boy Jose, aka TheNYCGeek, aka TNG, aka your Elden Lord. Even in a civil war, still your Elden Lord. I won't take sides. Well, that's not true. I'll take Team Black side anytime. Aka the one who will sit the throne today, aka the guy who is coming at you with another late night review of House of the Dragon. We are on episode 9, the penultimate episode of this fantastic series, what has fantastic season, what has proved to be an incredible series. So many of us, including myself, had some doubts, especially with how Game of Thrones season 8 ended, or season 5, 6, and 7 and 8 ended. But man, oh man, we are just it's going, and the series has been so far just chef kiss. It's been fantastic, and this is coming off the heels of easily the most emotional episode of the season so far. For me, my favorite episode of any Westeros product, whether it's Game of Thrones and now House of the Dragons, episode 8, season 1 so far will be my favorite. Again, big ups to King Viserys, Big Daddy V, and you know, is it gonna hold up to that? This is another good episode. It's another great episode. Obviously, it's not going to have the emotional weight of the last one. What we last left off, we saw that King Viserys has passed away, and the queen has mistaken his final words, and the crows. The man's corpse is not even bundled up yet, and the crows are just ready to swoop in and pick at his remains and divide the realm. So we're going to hop into it. You know, I'm going to break it down. We're going to do it scene by scene. Well, you know, not scene by scene, but I have some notes and I want to touch on some things. So this is the opening shot right here. This is the opening shot. The throne is empty. Oh, and this episode is, what's this episode called? Let's see. Is it? Again, hold on a second. What is this episode titled? Because I want to give you guys the title of it as well. Last episode was Lord of the Tides, right? This one's name is The House That Dragons. No, where is this? More episodes. Sorry. There is no episode title for this. And it's not just me bugging out. Look, hold on a second. It's not just me bugging out. See? The heirs of the dragon, the rogue prince, second of his name, king of the narrow sea. We light the way, the princess and the queen Driftmark, the lord of the tides. And they just titled this one episode 9. So I apologize. There is no title for it. So we'll just have to, you're just going to have to go with episode 9. That's what it's called, episode 9. But sorry about that. So we are getting and this scene, obviously I can't play with any volume. I don't want to play with any volume. I don't want YouTube on my ass. But there is it's a sad piano playing. And I do love this opening scene here where we get to see the throne. The castle is the whole Red Keep. It's quiet, it's silent. You know, the king has passed away. And this child goes to report it and goes to the queen. Now, she goes to the queen's maid, her lady. And Alicent is heartbroken. Let me put on the subtitles for you guys. And again, that's one thing that with Alicent, you know, she did care for Viserys. For all, you know, she did care for him. She truly, truly did. Despite the fact that it wasn't, you know, she was put into that place by her father's, you know, moving her like a pawn. She took to her duty, and it's just like Rhaenyra said last episode. No one has cared for the king as physically, especially, as much as Alicent has, and that's good. It's good to see that she's not a monster. She tells, and even this little scene coming up here, she goes to her father, right? She goes to Otto, and I'd like to point out something. For all of Otto's scumbaggery, and let me tell you, this guy is a legit scumbag, but she tells him that the king has passed, all right? And for me, He's reflecting in the fire, and you can see in his eye moisture. His eye is blurry. Okay. Now for me, I right there, you can see a little wateriness to it. Almost as if there are tears. To me, I see that as there are tears in his eyes, but he has to steel himself before he cannot let them spill over. Because for even all of Otto's scheming and whatnot, he knows everyone here, there isn't anyone who doesn't seem to like the king. There is no one who didn't have a fondness for all of his machinations and his schemes. Otto did care. I think Otto did care for the king. I did care. Did he agree with everything? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But Viserys will be remembered as Viserys the Peaceful. That's what they're calling him, Viserys the Peaceful, because that was truly Viserys's legacy. Was he wanted to keep Jaehaerys's legacy. He wanted to keep King Jaehaerys's legacy of peace, and I've read a lot of people criticizing, King Viserys. I remember reading this I should have kept this saved up, this New York Times article was it New York Times? Yeah, maybe it was. Them talking about how like the true villain of season 1 was King Viserys. It's like, it's just people who just have no idea how, like, what the fuck? Yeah, it was a New York Post, and I'll pull it up towards the end. I have it right here, but it's just like some people have no idea, like, can't really get character depth or something. It has to be like explained to them. These people have to have like these are the people that Rings of Power aims for. So the Queen and Otto, they're discussing, like, are you sure that that was the king's wish? And she's like, yeah, he told me he wanted Aegon to be his heir. And they convened a small council. The king is dead. And this tool bag. Well, now he's like, all right, so like the king is dead. Like, so should we, the Lannister guy is like, so do we grieve for Viserys the Peaceful? And he's like, so we got to start making our moves. And the small council, like, Otto immediately starts making moves. He's like, we need to remove 2 of the captains that remain loyal to Daemon, because obviously he's been infiltrating the City Watch, trying to root out the parts of it that remain loyal to Daemon. They start, and Alicent's like, she's disgusted. She is legit disgusted that they have been planning secretly to install her son to usurp the throne, like, without her knowing. And I don't know who this sleazeball is, but man, he gets told, and I love it. And he was like, we didn't want to sully you. And Lord Beesbury here, the master of coin, yo, this old dude, let me tell you something. This guy's a G. Because he's like, I can't believe that you motherfuckers are plotting to replace the king's chosen heir with an imposter. I love this scene. I love it. He stands up. He tells him, he's like, I am 76 years old. He goes, no one. I knew Viserys longer than anyone who sat at this table. And I will not believe that he sat on his deathbed alone with only the boy's mother as a witness. Like, this guy's got some balls. Like, he's got big balls. I'm surprised they fit under the table. And then he starts telling them, he's like, you guys, and Alice, this is seizure. And Alice, and I think you're going to see that Alicent is like, she's torn. She is legit torn because she believes that her husband told her that he wants Aegon on the throne. Absolutely. She believes it. Is she wrong? Yes. But in her heart, she believes it, we can see how she misunderstood. We can see how she misunderstood last episode, King Viserys' last words. But at the same time, this all this scheming disgusts her. That's not her. She doesn't, it's, again, you got to remember, she's a religious person. She thinks that this is sleazy, that it's underhanded. And not to mention her father, which we're going to see in the scene, wants to murder Rhaenyra. He wants to murder Rhaenyra. And my old man here, he's like, this is theft. This is treason. He's like, this is theft. This is treason. And then like he makes a little bit of an accusation right here. He makes a little bit of accusation. I guess I just skipped there. But this, man, let me tell you, yo, he starts saying like, which of you, one of you guys killed the king or something like that? And this guy's like, who are you accusing of regicide? And I fucking hate Sir Kristen Cole, man. I really, again, she says nothing. She said nothing because she's just shocked at how fucking boom. And Sir Kristen fucking bashes this old man onto the table and kills him. And this little fucking simp has no, for, you know, again, it's all the hypocrisy of Team Green, because for all his purity and whatnot, he doesn't have any, he doesn't go like, oh shit, I didn't mean to fucking kill Lord Beesbury. And oh man, this is another G right here. This is another G right here. He's like, he goes up to him. He's like, yo, and I love that the Lannister guy's like, yo, let me get the fuck out of the way. And he's like, throw down your sword and remove your cloak, Sir Kristen. Which just goes to show that this guy, he thinks he truly thinks that he's sworn to Alicent. Dude, you're not sworn to Alicent. You're sworn to the king, the king's guard. And he tells him, I'm your Lord Commander. I'm telling you, remove your cloak. Remove your cloak. And Kristen doesn't want any part of it. He doesn't want any part. And Otto doesn't want to get involved because, you know, Otto's like, dude, Kristen, like, he doesn't, like, he's like, this motherfucker just killed Beesbury. But at the same time, he's like, he didn't want Beesbury's accusations to go. I will not suffer insults to her grace. Shut the fuck up, dude. Chris, I just want this guy to die. I want Damon. I want somebody to fucking whoop Sir Kristen's ass, man. I really, really do. This guy's such a little punk, and they picked a great actor for it. Now, you know, it's not the actor. He plays it so well. Is what I mean. He does it so well. He's got this. You want to fucking punch his face. He's got a good punching face, and even the queen's like, put aside your blade, bro. Put aside your blade. And we may not assume the lawyer. They continue their scheming. And Alicent's like, she goes, oh, okay, this is the scene. I want to play. I may have to put the little volume up for this because this is a great scene. She starts flipping on them. She starts flipping on Otto because she's like, dude, you're a piece of, he wants to kill Rhaenyra. So she's like,
for the murder of his daughter.
For the murder of his daughter, right?
He loved her. I will not have you deny this.
Yeah.
One more word and I'll have you removed from this chamber and sent to the wall.
Ooh. Yo, this man opens his mouth and yo, Alicent's like, you say one more fucking word, I will have you removed and sent right to the wall. I think that's the first, someone could correct me in the comments, please, but I think that's the first mention of the wall and, you know, and the Night's Watch in the entire season. But she basically tells him, she's like, you guys are plotting to kill the king's daughter. And you think, and you may want to lie to yourselves and delude yourselves and say that this is the king's wishes. But the voice of reason in all this is Alicent. Alicent's like, you can delude yourself all you want. You can scheme all you want, but don't sit there and say that this is the king's wishes, that this is what the king would have wanted. He would have wanted for you guys to murder Rhaenyra, because even Rhaenyra's like Alicent's like, look, again, misunderstood as she is, or rather misunderstanding the king as she is, she still's like, yeah, he wanted Aegon, but he didn't say anything about kill Rhaenyra. And again, another G, not Otto. Otto's a dick. He commands, he says, take your knights to Dragonstone, be quick and be clean. And my man here, yo, he's like, you know what? He's like, I'm removing this cloak. I'll remove my cloak. I'll remove my cloak. In like it's not like Sir Barristan Selmy. It's kind of reminiscent of that, like when Sir Barristan Selmy threw down his sword and he's like, you know, even now I could cut the lot of you like cutting through a cake or whatever the fuck he says. And he throws his sword at Joffrey and he's like, here, add it to the throne, or melt it down and add it to the throne. It's not like that, but in its own way, it's just as fucking epic. It's not as not that Sir Barristan's thing had action, but it had the implicit threat of action when they all drew their swords. But this one's just as impactful, because remember, this guy, the Lord Commander, he was very fond of Rhaenyra when she was a child. In the earlier episodes, we always saw him hanging around her, him looking for her. And so he has a fondness for Rhaenyra, and he puts down his cloak. He's like, no, I am Lord Commander of the King's Guard. And there is no, and he's like, wait. He goes, there's no king. I recognize no authority but the king's. That's it. And there ain't no king on the throne right now. So he leaves, and look at this. Ooh, the smug little shit. You just want to slap him. You want to slap the taste out of his face. Well, man, I fucking hate Sir Kristen Cole. So, they go to, I believe her name is Helena. Helena? I don't remember what her name is. And they're both trying to find out. They're trying to find out where's Aegon. Where is Aegon? Because he's disappeared. The prince is gone. And maybe he found out. Maybe he knew. We don't know. But he disappeared. And now they're all looking. Everybody's looking for Aegon. Everybody's trying to find Aegon. Where's the prince? So Otto, Otto's like, dude, you're supposed to guard this guy. And I feel bad for this King's Guard, because he's got the shittiest. He's got the worst job. He's got to fucking guard Aegon, and Aegon constantly is. He says he's constantly exploiting his authority. Like, he'll send me away, and then he fucking disappears, because, you know, Aegon's led by his dick. He's thinking he's thinking with the little head. He's not thinking with the big head. That's all he thinks with, but the little head. So Otto tells him, take nobody else but your brother, because that's two brothers. That's Sir Eric and Sir Eric. I can't tell them apart, but Sir Eric and Sir Eric. And he says, find the prince, find the king, and bring him to me. Bring him to me. Only me. And then the next scene we have is they have imprisoned Lady Rhaenys. Imprison her. And she's like, what is the meaning of this? And when she starts looking down and seeing everybody rounded up, like, they're rounding up everybody on this motherfucker's orders. Once you know Lord Larys Strong is involved, shit is gonna get bad. Once this guy's involved, it's bad. It's bad news. It is bad news. So he I think they gave him a title of Lord Confessor or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. We'll see throughout the episode. He has some title within the court right now. I think he is like the prelude of the, and I'm not exactly sure on this, but I think he's like the whisperer. Like, he is like the spy master, but they don't call it that exactly. Like, it's more of like he's the Lord Confessor. Like, he interrogates to get information. I'm 99%. But anyway, now Sir, fucking Kristen Simp over here is looking he's also looking for Aegon. And the queen tells him, go take your brother, go take, she doesn't want him to go. She doesn't want Aemon to go. But like he says, Sir Eric isn't the only one who knows Aegon's doings. So we have Sir Kristen Cole, what should we call him? Sir Simpton? Sir Kristen Simp? We're going to call him Sir Simp. We have Sir Simp Cole and Aemon looking for Aegon, for the queen. And then we have Otto sent the two brothers, Sir Eric and Sir Eric. God damn, everybody's got fucking similar sounding names. But she sent, so everybody wants to find where the king is, but they don't know. Sorry, I was looking at a scene, but they don't know where the fuck he is. So they end up going to like a prostitute house, and Aemon's talking about how when he was young, Aegon took him to this whorehouse to try, to teach him the ways, to teach him to be as educated as him. But Aegon's not there. And she's like, Aegon hasn't been here for a while because Aegon's a fucking degenerate. And meanwhile, Otto is he's already getting lords that are here and nobility, and he's already making them, he's like, pledge yourself to the future king. You don't leave until I fucking know what you're going to do. Yeah? Like, you don't leave this room without declaring your intention. Like, Otto is in full grown seizure mode. This dude is not wasting any time in seizing the throne. And remember, this is the next day. For those that might not recall how last episode ended, Rhaenyra took the kids. She left for Dragonstone with the kids. She was like, I'm going to take the kids. And then she told Alicent, I'm going to come back on Dragon, because they were still trying to mend their relationship. So she goes, I'll be back in a few days. So she took the kids to Dragonstone. So Rhaenyra doesn't even know yet that not only is her dad dead, but she doesn't even know that Otto and them already working to supplant her and to have her either assassinated or just usurped entirely. So Otto is doing this. This is all within the same day. And he's trying to round up everybody and telling them, you're not going to leave without declaring your intention. And there are some of them don't bend the knee. Like, you got to give these people credit. Like, they're very few in this, because most of them do. But she's like, House Fall will not bend, And the guy, remember, this is the guy who greeted her. And I want you guys to remember her. This is when, last episode, when Rhaenyra came to King's Landing, this was the Lord who was fond of her, and he came to greet her personally. He bends the knee. But this motherfucker, Clubfoot, man, he is watching, man. He's always watching. This dude is so sleazy. He is so sleazy. They picked they got such a great cast of actors for this. This is, I didn't mention this before, but we're coming off of the end of two disastrous shows this week. She-Hulk and Rings of Power. And just shit acting and shit story writing, right? And you got a show here that is the exact other end of the spectrum. And one of the things that they did so well with is the actors, man. These guys are so great. So anyway, the Eric brothers, sorry, there's going to be a quick cut there. I didn't want to show a scene that they show in this episode, because it does involve children. So the two brothers of the King's Guard, they go into what's like a fighting pit, right? And in this fighting pit, they don't have like cockfighting. It's actual kids that they have these orphans, like they file their teeth and their nails, and they have the kids fighting each other. And I'm not going to show that on YouTube. I won't show that. That's part of, so there will be like a little cut where you see there. Anyway, but the two brothers talk about how Prince Aegon spends many a night in this place, because Aegon's, and one of them clearly says, do you see now what he is? This I believe is Eric. I think this is Eric, the one who, I can't remember which is the one who's assigned to him, but he's trying to convince his brother that, like, this guy's a piece of shit. Like, we can't have, and he's like, you haven't even seen everything. He's like, we haven't even seen everything. So Aegon isn't just a lech and a lustful monster. He's like just involved in depravities that are Joffrey like in nature. So it's not a good. Alicent is, like I said, Alicent is misguided and she thinks she might be doing the wrong thing, but she's also a fucking hypocrite because she knows how much of a piece of shit her son is, and she's trying to put this scumbag on the throne. So anyway, and again, that also calls to Otto's hypocrisy too, because they know how bad he is, but because they're more concerned with power, and they want to put him on the throne, knowing that that's not. They think that's, oh, that will stabilize the realm. Absolutely not. You're putting a little fucking tyrant. Anyway, this lord, he's trying to get the fuck out of here, right? He's trying to get out, and these two are arguing. You know, Aemon's basically saying like, I can't believe that I'm wasting my time trying to find my brother who doesn't even give a shit about his birthright. And Sir Kristen calls a little jack off. But in the meantime, the Lord is trying to leave, and they seize him. They seize him. Just as he's about to fucking get out, they grab his ass, which fucking sucks for the man. And this lady tells them, we go back to the Eric brothers. I'm sorry, because they bounce between a couple characters in this place. So the two Erics are still looking for Aegon, and they're in the fighting pit, and they're approached by this lady who says that the white worm will reveal their secrets, will reveal where Aegon is. She'll tell them, but she will only treat with the hand. It has to be the hand if he pays her price. While that's happening, that lord is trying to leave, the one who's still loyal to Rhaenyra, and Aegon and Aemond and Cold are looking for Aegon as well. So it's a lot of things happening all at once, and they're like, just as this guy's about to make his break for it, man, just as he's about to get out, halt, hold the gate, boom, they got his ass, got your ass, because they knew Larys knew that this guy was going. Where were you going with such urgency? And they knew. He's like, this fucking guy, man. He's such a piece of shit. He's such a piece of shit. But he had suspected, he had known all along that he had loyalty to Rhaenyra, because it's all about, they got to do this fast. They got to do this fast, and they have to do it as secretly and as quickly as possible, because Rhaenyra is not just a matter of Rhaenyra's claim, and that there are lords who are loyal to her. There are lords who are loyal to her. It's also the fact that she has, as far as I know, the two most powerful houses. She has the most dragons. Yeah, Aemond has Vhagar, the biggest dragon, but that's still one dragon. It's still one dragon. And I think Aegon has like a little dragon as well, but that's two. As opposed to Rhaenyra and Daemon, who have several dragons. They have a fleet. They have soldiers. So it's all about seizing and trying to do this as quickly as possible without letting her know. They had the element of surprise, but that's the most important thing that they have. And we cut to this scene here, which again, they're trying to portray Alicent in a positive light. And there is some positive light, because she's here with her husband, her former husband, and she is mourning him. Like, she is crying, she's sad to see him be wrapped up. So they're trying to still kind of give her, like, because it's really hard to cheer for Team Green, right? Because Team Green is just full of fucking scumbags. But they, want to show her in a positive light. And she starts sobbing when she takes her husband's crown and puts it on him. Like, it's like I said, for her faults, she did truly love King Viserys. She did truly love him, and she tries to go to Princess Rhaenys, and she wants to talk to her, and she's trying to be like, look, side with me. And Rhaenys is hold on, I want to put it back on her. Rhaenys is such a very important character in this. Rhaenys leads House Drift, House Valerian. House Valerian is her house right now, especially with Vaemon dead. That's it. She's in charge. She's the de facto leader until Lucerys comes of age. She has dragons of her own. She has the biggest fleet still, considerable soldiers. It is she is a crucial, just like we saw last episode when Rhaenyra was trying to make her claim or her son's claim for Lord of the Driftmark. Alicent is trying to do the same now in what will soon be a civil war because Rhaenys is such a crucial piece. She holds so many resources. And we go back here and the hand, Otto does sneak out of the tower and he meets with this lady who, unfortunately, I can't remember her name. I wish I could remember her name. She was Daemon's mistress from the first episode, if you guys remember her. She was Daemon's mistress in the first episode, and the one that he took as his wife, like he was like when he declared himself like Prince of Dragonstone or whatever the fuck he was going for, and he was like, I have 2 wives now, so he took her as his second wife. And she's been cast aside, but it still kills me that this just shows it's episode 9. They don't give it a title yet. But she's been doing her own shit. She is the white worm, they call her, of King's Landing. And she has her own extremely robust spy network that even Lord Larys is like, holy shit, I don't even know the extent of her network. But she's the one who the Queen's handmaid reports to. So she knows everything. Like, she starts off with, my condolences on the passing of your king. That is such a key dialogue. Like, that's such a great line too, because right there and then she could have done something like because okay, hold on, let me just show you, because Otto's kind of like why the fuck am I meeting with you? You yourself are the mysterious white worm, I take it, right? Like, he's kind of like condescending. Or are you simply a further peel in this stinking onion? Okay, he's all condescending to her. And then she looks to him and just, my condolences on the passing of your king. Why is that so crucial? Because she just let Otto know, bro, I'm out here. You're let me show you how extensive my network is. I know that the king is dead. I know the king is dead. And she could have just said, I know that the king is dead, right? She could have just said it like that. No. They made it like, she's like, my condolences on the passing of your king. And Otto's face is like, I was like, oh shit. He's like, okay, yeah. And she's like, yeah, motherfucker, I know that, and I probably know a whole lot more. So it's just so well into. It's such a nice little dig at Otto, but it's also a way for her to establish the pecking order in this. And she gets her coin and she tells him, she's like, I have the prince. He goes, I have the prince, and my price is not just coin. He doesn't want just coin. She says, my price is. She wants those fighting pits. Those fighting pits. She wants them removed. She wants them gone. And she reminds him, she goes, there's no power but what the people allow you to take. And Otto's a little bit of a smug shit, right? He's like, I will remember. And then she tells him something else. I don't know if I skipped it, but I may have gone a little ahead. She tells him, when your plots ripen right here and you install your grandson on the throne, remember it was me who put them there. Because she tells him, I could have had him killed. I could have killed him like this, and they would have never known. They would have never known. They would have killed Aegon. She would have hid his body. How the fuck would they ever prove that, tie it to her? She tells him, I had your fucking grandson. I could have killed him as easily as a wasp on fruit. And that's why he's like, I'll remember. And that's why she says, you only have the power that we allow you to have. She's making her own moves there. And also letting Otto know, like, dude, not all of the power in the realm rests on the crown nor on the lords. The small folk have their own type of power. So they end up going to I think this is like the Sept. I believe this is the Sept. And the Eric brothers, I'm gonna call them the Eric brothers because I can't remember what their actual house name is. But they find Aegon in a secret chamber, and he's like, I gotta fucking book it. He looks like fucking Quicksilver, doesn't he? From the X-Men movies. But he tries to book it, they grab him, and Sir Kristen Cole shows up and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna need you to drop him. And Aegon's booking it. Aemon's like, all right, you two fucking fight. I'm gonna go get my dumbass brother. And so they have a little duel on the steps. I'm not gonna show the whole duel because clearly I don't wanna get fucking grabbed up here. But he says they're gonna make you king. He's like, I don't want to be fucking king. Like he even spits on fucking Aemon. This motherfucker's got balls. He even spits on him. And Aegon's like, he's like, dude. And so Eric is asking his brother, like, dude, are you gonna help me or what? Are you gonna fucking sit there? Like, what? And Eric, remember, Eric has been telling his brother here, there's so much happening, right? It's not just, oh, we're trying to get Aegon. It's Aemon, it has his own doubts on whether Aegon should be put on the throne. Aemon has his own doubts that he's vocalized. Sir Kristen Cole's just a simp and he'll follow whatever fuck Allison says. But Sir Eric is willing to put up with this shit. Eric is like, dude, I'm listening to orders. But Eric has seen what a monster Aegon is. So right now he's like, I'm not fucking helping. I don't give a fuck. He's like, he sees his own, like he doesn't help him in this battle. And he brings, because he knows that Otto, if they bring him to Otto, Otto's going to move him immediately there. So they're like, maybe we bring him to the queen or let the queen have it. Let's see how that boils down. And Aegon begs. He tells him, I have no wish to rule. And he starts begging Aemon. He tells him, he's like, dude, if you let me go, I'll fucking go on a ship. I'll leave right now. You'll never fucking see me again. And then we go to Otto and he's making moves. And Allison's like, he's like, well played. And she's like, dude, this isn't a game. This ain't no game. You think this is the Game of Thrones? This is the House of the Dragon, God damn it. But she tells him, she has the ball as fully as in her court because she has Aegon now. And she tells him that, she goes, I have Aegon. And she says that I want you, he goes, this is how we're going to play it. Because remember, Otto wants to kill Rhaenyra. She says, you're gonna send terms. We're sending terms to Rhaenyra, actual terms that she can accept without shame. Like, we're not just gonna give her some fucking, we're not gonna fucking send an assassin. We're gonna be like, look, probably they'll give her some kind of titles and maybe marry. Thing is, like, what can they do? They can't marry her to Aegon. But they're trying to find, like, she's like, I want to send something to Rhaenyra so that she doesn't get fucking livid. She goes, and Otto tells her, if she lives, her allies will mass behind her banners, looking for her return, and then she must not return. She wants Sir Kristen Cole to be the Lord Commander of the King's Guard, because that guy's a fucking dumb fuck. And she starts declaring, she goes, we got to do this right now. We'll do it now, but we're doing it on my terms. And then, this fucking scene is so sleazy. This motherfucker's such a creepy guy, right? Okay. I can't put too much of this on screen. So he starts talking to the queen. And he starts telling her, like, he's like, hey, he's like, he starts talking about, like, the spy network that the White Worm has. So look at this. At first, it took me a second to realize. I was like, what the fuck is happening, right? She takes off her shoes and she puts her feet up here. And he's like, he starts talking about what he has found. Like he goes, it's been occasionally advantageous to let the spy network get back to the spider. to the white worm, and then this weaver watches me, and she starts taking off her socks. Right? She takes off her socks, and this motherfucker's watching her foot. This dude, now she took off her socks. This guy has a legit foot fetish. Okay, and all I'm gonna say is that he starts saying that we should deal with one of the spiders. He tells her that her lady in wait, her handmaiden, is a spy. And then he starts to just legit fucking beat it off to Allison's fucking feet, to her feet. That's it. She turns away from him as he does this, but it's the shame. Like you can see that she has had to the weight of all these sins on her weighs on her. And again, this is why I say that Allison's dangerous, because she is very religious, but she's willing to be a hypocrite about it. She's so sanctimonious about her faith and so holier than thou, but she is involved in things that would be considered crimes that the fucking High Sparrow would actually fucking imprison her for. She is involved in stuff like that. So Otto and Allison are just kind of like, all right, you know, everybody's waiting because they know that this night is going to be, this is the last possible peaceful night. They've got Aegon, and then moves are made. Sir Eric comes and he fucking steals away Rhaenys Rhaenys. This is the eve of this. The last night passes, and this is the dawn, rather, I should say, of Aegon's ascension. That was that last night that they were all looking wistfully off ahead. They knew that might be the last night of peace in the realm. It could easily be. But Eric, again, he's tired. He's like, dude, I've seen what a monster Aegon is. He starts trying to sneak off Lady Rhaenyra. And as he tries to sneak her off, she says, I got to get to my dragon. He's like, dude, you can't. That's exactly where they're going to expect you to be. I need to get your ass the dragon stone now, because you need to tell Rhaenyra. You need to tell her. And as we pan over here, this was the White Worm's home. This was the White Worm's home, and this guy lit it on fire. Now, I'm going to say this. This is all we saw. I don't know who this dude is. We don't really see. We see her home, her mansion, or whatever this is, on fire. That don't mean jack shit to me. If I don't see a body, they're not dead. And it's different from when, you know, Sir Larys Strong had his father and his brother murdered and burnt alive. It's different. We saw them burning. This time we didn't see them burning. So I don't know if he was able to get her, if he was able to. So we go to back to Sir Eric, and he's trying to get the Lady Rhaenys out of the city. But this scene right here, there's a mass of people. The gold cloaks are hurrying. They're like bustling everybody. They're getting as many people as they can. Like, they got this man's guy's fucking sheep out, and they are let's see. Wait, hold on. Let's read this together, because I did not. What is this? Oh, I think. That they're showing the So this is the sept preparing. This is them preparing the speech that they got to read, the crown, the oil that they place on his head for his coronation. Okay, but to go back to the previous scene, Lady Rhaenys is swept up because the gold cloaks, they are rallying the people. They got to get everybody. They got to get them into the sept so that everyone can witness Aegon's ascension. So that's why Lady Rhaenys is swept up in a mob, and Aegon's not happy. He's not. It's like, dude, she is like so desperate to push this dude to be king. And honestly, like, if he really wanted to not do this, like, he's such a little bitch. If he really not wanted to do this, he could have been like, I abdicate the throne and I pass on the line of succession to my brother. But he's been cowed. He's been cowed by his mother, in a kind of similar way to how Cersei cowed Joffrey, but I don't think he's as willful as Joffrey. Not yet, anyway. Not yet, because just like with Cersei and Joffrey, Cersei had control of Joffrey until he became king. That's when he started going off the rails. She has control of him now, but he may go off the rails the moment he becomes king. And he tells her, he's like, even he denies it. Even he's like, dude, you clearly are usurping the throne because he never wanted me to be king. He never wanted me to be king. And she's like, he whispered to me. And he's like, dude, shut the fuck. Like, he's like, look, he's like, you little fucking liar. He's like, you little fucking liar. Like, he doesn't believe it, but he goes along with it when she shows him his father's dagger. And we start seeing they're heading towards the sept. They're going to the sept, and they start having his coronation. And Aegon steps through. And this is a really cool scene. This is a cool scene. They have the Targaryen heraldry and the trumpeters, the heralds and whatnot. They're there, and they start. He walks under their swords. Now, they have his ascension, okay? And they put the crown on him. And I just want, I got to get towards the end, right? They do the whole thing because I don't want to linger on. It's a cool coronation. I like it because we didn't really get to. If I don't recall correctly, did we? It's been a long time since Game of Thrones season 1, but I don't think we got something as set for Joffrey. Like, it was more like I'm king, right? Because when we see him, he's sitting on the throne. He's sitting on the throne, and that's when Ned Stark is like, you're a fucking bastard, and I'm not following you. So we didn't get to see. He had just taken his dad's body wasn't even cold yet, and he put the fucking crown on his head. Here we get a full coronation ceremony, and they're putting the crown on, and the High Sparrow is doing the whole ceremony. They declare him King Aegon II of his name, and he starts getting kind of like hyped. He starts getting a little hypey of it. Like he once the crown is there and the people are cheering him, he's like, yeah, I am the fucking king. Maybe this isn't so bad. Me being king. And like, he's like, yeah, look at my sword. He has his father's sword. That is his father's sword. I believe it's Blackfire. And he's just like, you know what? Maybe it'll be good to be king. And his mother did try to say, like, you have to don't listen to Otto. Otto's gonna try to tell you to kill Rhaenyra. She's your sister. She, try to not rule through cruelty and callousness. Like, try to be a good king. She's an idiot and dumb because she know, like, her son is not gonna be anything but that. Or rather, her son is gonna be everything cruel and callous. Like, it's clear. But mother's love sometimes blinds you to the fault of your children. And he's celebrating. He's like, it's like, big pimping, baby. I'm the motherfucking king. It's me. It's me. And for a second, like, Alicent kind of starts to smile. She's like, maybe everything is all right. Maybe everything will be all right in the realm. And maybe I can convince Rhaenyra not to destabilize the realm. And it truly, again, there is no one who's destabilizing the realm other than Team Green. The High Towers have destabilized the realm. Not only have they stolen the rightful claim from Rhaenyra, because even if her kids are bastards, she still stands to inherit her father's throne. It doesn't remove her claim. They might try to shit on her claim by saying, like, well, you had bastards, by you cucked your husband, but it still would be a hard pressed fight to do that. You have to topple those dominoes and then get to her. And she's still Viserys's firstborn child and his declared heir. So they're the ones who are usurping and destabilizing the realm. So we get to the final scene of this episode. This is the final scene. And what you guys didn't see was someone snuck out during this crowd. I didn't want to show you who snuck out. Big fucking explosion happens, right? Everybody's like, what the fuck? And there is a dragon that has broken through the ceiling. And this little bitch is like, oh, man, this fucking dragon. That's right? Because you ain't shit. You ain't fucking shit. And then the dragon's just like, and fucking Lady Rhaenys on her dragon and her fucking armor. And she is, and they're like, everybody's like, dude, let's get the fuck out of here. This lady just fucking broke through the set with the dragon. And Otto's like, oh God. And they're all fucking terrified. Everyone's terrified because she can literally kill every single one of them with her dragon. She can walk in there right now and just obliterate. She could Dracarys their asses right now. And so, but she has her dragon roar. She has her dragon roar. And this is, to me, a declaration of war right there from Princess Rhaenys. This is a declaration of war. She's like, she's not gonna be the one to start the war. She's not gonna be the one to do it because she doesn't want to be the villain in this. And she also, as a mother, she sympathizes with Alicent. She is this is my take on it. I think as a mother, she is sympathizing with Alicent. She is. But she is fucking leaving. She sympathizes with Alicent, but she's fucking leaving and basically telling her, I'm telling Rhaenyra. I'm going to go tell Rhaenyra. And I'm on fucking Rhaenyra's side. And this is how we fucking end this episode, with this fucking dragon flying out, heading to fucking Dragonstone. Okay, look. Clearly, I am loving the shit out of this show. And we are at, this was a good penultimate episode because it doesn't have the emotion of last week's episode. And there can't be anything because Patty killed it as Viserys, right? But we are seeing the first strikes of what is proving to be, now we are going to see the Dance of the Dragons. This is the Civil War. That's it. The Team Green struck first. They struck first by usurping the throne, by seizing, not even usurping, seizing the throne when Rhaenyra is not even there to contest it. Okay? So they struck first, and they had hoped to keep this under wraps for as long as they can, but Rhaenys is about to get over there right now with her dragon and tell Rhaenyra what just happened. And again, I don't know how many dragons are in the, I don't want to look up anything. I don't remember, and I don't really know how many dragons are involved in the Dance of the Dragons here. We know that Daemon has one. Rhaenyra has one. Rhaenys has one. I believe her two children, I believe Jacaerys and Lucerys, both have dragons. Now the three children after, Joffrey, Aegon, and Viserys, I know that their eggs are being warmed up, but they have 5 dragons. And as far as I know, the Team Green only has 2. They have Aegon's dragon, which we've never seen him ride on it. He doesn't seem to be much of a dragon rider. From what I'm guessing, he doesn't seem to be much of a swordsman or any of that either. But Aemon has Vhagar. He has the biggest dragon, but one dragon cannot take 5 dragons. It will not be able to. It will get torn apart. So this is Team Green struck first, but Team Black might be coming here with a big counterpunch, and I'm looking forward to this. It's another great episode of just intrigue, and just not even as much intrigue, right? Now we're just the plans that the intrigue, the plans that have been set there are now coming into motion. You can see how these schemes they've been plotting these schemes for a long time. Like Alan said, you motherfuckers have been planning this for a while, and you're not, and now I'm fucking finding out. So these seeds are ready to grow, but it's going to be a powder keg because next episode's going to be bad. Next episode's going to be real fucking. I cannot wait, especially when we're coming off. You know, this is the thing. Like, we're coming off of Rings of Power's finale and She-Hulk's finale, but She-Hulk's finale was horrendous, and so was Rings of Power. But Rings of Power, She-Hulk didn't cost $250 million, and it's not $1 billion production to make. Rings of Power should have had this type of buzz to it. It doesn't. It won't. It's going to be years till it comes back, and people will probably have forgotten by now. But tonight and tomorrow, when you're by your water coolers, people will be talking about this. I could tell you that, having been at my job for the past few weeks, nobody was talking about Rings of Power. Not by our water cooler. Nobody gave a fuck about Rings of Power. But we were fucking talking every week about House of the Dragon. And especially now with this, and next week being the season finale, buzz is out there, man. The buzz is out there, and I cannot recommend this show enough. I love it. So anyway, this has been the NYC Geek. If you enjoyed this content, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. Hit it right now. And while you're at it, please consider hitting that like, that share button, hit the freaking bell so you can know when a video goes live. Leave a comment down below. I do my absolute best. I love to engage and chat with all of you. I truly do. I always say, if you guys take the time to watch my videos and leave a comment, then the very least I can do is try my best to chat back with you. And I love that. I do love chatting with all of you. Let me know what you think. Are you hyped? What did I miss? What did you think of this episode? Did you say, Jose, you fucking missed this shit? And then point it out to me. Let me know what I missed. What do you think is gonna happen next week? Are we just gonna have a full-blown Dragon Royal Rumble? Are we just gonna have fucking dragons fighting? Because I can tell you, next season, see, for me, wait, before I go off on my outro, for me, what I think we're gonna get is we are gonna get a little bit of action, right? Next week. But I think we're gonna start seeing the formations of like the armies, because I think season 2 is when we are going to get battles galore. The intrigue is like, this was the season for intrigue and for character building and for the foundation. Now season 2 is going to be just people swinging left and right, armies, and hopefully fucking Sir Kristen Cole gets his ass beat. Listen, there's nobody I want to see die more on this show than Sir Kristen Cole. Even and Aegon. I hate Aegon a lot too. So anyway, like I said, please leave a comment if you can. And if you haven't already, please make sure to follow me on twitch.tv/TheNYCGeek, where I do stream. My schedule has changed. I'm streaming right now Mondays and Thursdays. I don't know if I'll be streaming on Wednesdays, but you know what I always recommend? Check out the Discord. I have a Discord. That's where I put out all my announcements for when I do stream, as I am trying to do transition more into YouTube. Please remember to follow me over on that filthy cesspool that is Twitter. And as always, your time is precious. I thank you truly for sharing it with me. I truly do. Please take care of each other and stay safe.